As we went through quarterly meetings during the last few months of 2019, several questions came up over and over again. And I personally believe that if you hear the same question 5 times, it might be a good idea to address it. But on the other hand, if you hear that same question 20 times or more, then that means that 200 or 300 people probably have that exact same question. They're simply too busy to ask. So in that light, as we roll through the first quarter of 2020, a new decade, there will be a few things that we'll be addressing in our meetings with you. But we also know that some of you snowbirds won't be in for a while. Enjoy warm Florida. Or perhaps you're so happy you don't feel like you need to come in at all. If so, this is for you. The majority of our client families have elected to go paperless. But what does that mean? There are certain things like privacy statements, proxy votes, and other random documents that still do get mailed out. As even in 2020, there are a few people in the world that still do not have email. So over the last couple of weeks, you've probably gotten a small avalanche of these documents. And one thing we know internally is that we get a ton of phone calls from clients asking, do I need to do anything with this paperwork? Now, some folks are super busy and they don't have time to open all that computer-generated mail, and it simply gets tossed. But for the rest of you who do call us with those questions, we generally have 2 responses. 1, you could put it all in a nice bag, bring it into your next quarterly meeting, and with your permission, we'll shred it for you. Or 2, you could just shred it yourself. None of that paperwork you see affects your day-to-day accounts with us. For those of you who are less busy and do find time to open every single piece of mail with said paper cuts that lands in your mailbox, well, my hat is off to you. But even if I didn't do that, I also know from talking to our operations team that some of you call us each time you open one of these mail pieces. And that's fine. That's why we're here. We always want to hear you call if you have any questions. But I've decided on behalf of our operations team that 2020 is the year that we're going to work together to eliminate some of these calls we get on these random mailings and reduce the number of times we have to say, shred it. At this point, our staff is probably going to have a pizza party and start looking for a way to eliminate the phrase, automate your savings. Now, on back to the message. The documents you do need to pay attention to are as follows. Anything from your current or your former employer, anything from the IRS, anything from the state of Kentucky, or whatever state you are domiciled in. And most importantly, any envelope with a Family Financial Partners logo printed in blue and green color. This rule of thumb will literally reduce what you open to about 5% of what you receive. Now I know you're thinking, so Dave, you are saying that I can disregard all other mail? I'm not. You are supposed to look at it. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with just shredding it at all either. Nothing changes, you see, relative to your accounts with us. If there's something in all of that non-blue and green logo printed emails or paperwork that you get, we're going to get you the paperwork that you need to sign. We're copied on it, or copied on the mailing, and we're going to provide it to you. And our goal here is to eliminate about 10 calls per day, or about 2,000 calls per year, because it really does add up. It's a time saver for you and for our staff. And if you're curious, though, about some of the third company parties that we work with, you'd like to learn more about the business we do with them, check out our Learn More section on our website, where we've just added a new piece that is FFP affiliated companies. So until now, that's a little update from Family Financial Partners and our lovely office. Talk soon.